Twitch drops for Marvel Snap are going on right now, so be sure to drop by twitch.tv/Jeff Hoagland, where I'm going to be streaming a ton for the next few days to get your free credits and variant. Marvel Snap's latest card release in Cannonball is here, a 5/8 who has the on reveal of moving the highest power enemy card away from his location, and if you can't move that card, you destroy it and replace it with a rock. While the deck list that I'm showcasing today is something that I played starting in the Proving Grounds all the way through earning an infinite ticket, winning 6 straight matches in Conquest, it is worth noting that I don't think Cannonball is necessarily instrumental in this deck, even if this is potentially one of his better homes that we know about early on. And I think I'd have a hard time recommending that anybody spend resources specifically to obtain this card. However, if you're a whale or someone who is pulling for Miss Marvel and instantly picked him up along the way, I think this deck is great. I also think you can play this deck without Cannonball, so be sure to hang out and check out the highlight even if you're not interested in the new card. Basically, what this deck is looking to do is you're looking to clutter up the opponent's board with things like Debrii's Rocks and Green Goblin, and even hopping across Titania periodically. And then we close the game out with bigger stat sticks like Maximus that can slam down in the last turn, or Mojo that's 8 points of power for just 2 energy into an otherwise full path in a way that often overwhelms the opponent. I think Dr. Octopus is definitely going to be the unsung hero of a lot of the games that you're going to see. Not only does he fill up a lane for you to push, not be able to push Cannonball things into, so he's more likely to blow stuff up, but you're also cleanly able to chop down anything that the Dr. Octopus pulls into play, and Octopus is incredibly disruptive against decks like Sarah or Surfer or Destroy. They really want to play all of their cards out in a particular order in particular spots across the board. One last card to call out in this particular deck list is definitely the inclusion of Magic. I think Magic does 2 things in this deck. The first is the 7th turn's a lot more valuable for us than our opponent a lot of the time, because all the things that we're doing to fill up the opponent's side of the board often means that they're locked out of spaces on turn 6. The second is that because we're looking to leverage Cannonball at the top end of this deck, playing Magic gives us room so we can clear 1 big card with Cannonball on turn 5 or 6, and then have at least 2 more turns to set up a Shang-Chi to clear another path. I definitely think that Magic and her Limbo with the 7th turn was responsible for a lot of the potential plays that Cannonball was able to deliver for us that you're going to see in today's highlight video today. At any rate, if you do enjoy what you see, snap that like button. For the rest of the day, have fun with some Cannonball action. Where do we ball, chat? Where do we ball? Yeah, we need to ball first. Do we ball the lake, or do we ball the problem with balling center is that they might not fill the left. Killing the left, well, it might kill Onslaught here is the thing. Oh, they did fill. Brutal.
Behold my mighty hand.
Ain't beholden shit! Out! Get out! Nobody loves you! Cannonball! Behold my mighty ball! Oh look, we got a match when I restarted. It could have been a fluke, but it could have been an issue with not being connected. Mojo dodged here. Oh, we're gonna help their Dazzler right on out here, gamers, because we're a giver. Token, thank you for the gifted sub, appreciate that.
Opponent snapped.
That is day for the snap, I think. Debrii and this goblin should hopefully be meaningfully disruptive here.
Oh, snap.
Snap it back. Unlucky. It's this. This is 8, and this is 5. Yeah, they go to Magic. They are a Storm deck is noteworthy. Maybe I am supposed to magic here because they're a storm deck, potentially. Yeah. Play around. That's true. Dazzler, we might Cannonball the center, is accurate. Oh, they're a Killmonger deck. Interesting. That's unfortunate. A lot of these X-Men builds don't have room to play Killmonger. Probably not a storm deck. Or do I do it over this way? Over this way. The problem here is if I don't fill their board up completely when I punt the Dazzler, this card only generates a rock if he kills something. So if you don't kill the thing, I lose the mojo bonus. Okay, so let's say they draw Surfer. They end up at 12 here in the middle, and then this wins the game. They go 4 here. Hey, Cannonball did a thing! Yay! If they don't draw Surfer, they probably just leave. If they... Shang would have also done the thing. That's not true. If they play, what's his name here? Surfer, they would go up to 19 here in the middle, and I'm at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Thanks for the 40 buds. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Discard. This match is probably tough for us. I guess the DC is probably solid for our deck. Got Shang Cheezerson too. Oh, you want to use Max's Disruption? Maybe. That feels like I feel like I'm more likely to fuel them than disrupt them with Max. Max can add to the final. I feel like that's probably a pipe dream more than anything. I think I'm punting the Savage Lands. Limbo there. Do you have any other brews for Cannonball? Not really. This card doesn't really build around. You can like shove it into toxic decks with Professor X, I'd assume, but I don't have a lot of expectations for it if I'm being honest. In the 80s and all I see is Thanos, what is this madness? Is not supposed to be meta down here. Yeah, so I really can't emphasize enough this point that we're in where like the best deck is also the most popular deck. Generally speaking, in more balanced formats, like the other things will rise up and you'll be fine, but that's just not the case right now.
Oh, snap.
And I'm gonna repent my cowardice and Green Goblin in the center here. Nailed it. Easiest game of Marvel Snap I ever played, gamers. Cannonball! Hi-ho, hi-ho. It's off to work he goes. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Gonna hit the Green Goblin. Cannonball always hits their biggest card, chat. Think of him as 5 mana Shang-Chi. He isn't random.
Victory.
Worth noting again, Cannonball could have also literally just been the Shang-Chi that we also had in our hand and the same thing happens. Oh, I actually didn't hit a single Thanos in this gold run. It's kind of surprising. Probably Magicking New York. In that case, I'm gonna Magic Onslaught Citadel because the average other Magic decks tend to be full. Other Magic decks tend to be full of ongoing cards. I'm gonna stay for the snap. How are Professor X and Cannonball supposed to help each other? So Cannonball only kills the card he moves if the rest of your locations are full. So Professor X helps you fill a location, making it easier for Cannonball to murder things.
I am Iron Man.
Such is my judgment. Snap.
They might leave being afraid of Enchantress. Oh, no good. All right, we did it. Cannonball! Look at that, a real Cannonball highlight for 8 cubes, chat.
Victory.
Fuck it, we Cannonball. Yep. See your Shang-Chi do that, Hogland. Yeah, I replaced Spider-Woman with Cannonball in this deck, and there's a very real chance the deck gets better with Spider-Woman instead of Cannonball. Yes, they're playing Sarah Surfer. Weird having Sarah and Hope. I would actually wager if you look at the stats, Sarah and Hope together are pretty common. Are we the proving grounds? No, this is technically silver. Careful with the check clearing commands, Jedi. What about Professor X with Cannonball? I talked about it earlier. I think Professor X with Cannonball is likely quite good. However, I don't find Professor X to be a very satisfying or fun card to play with, and I expect there are plenty of other toxic gamers that that's where they're gonna start. So I'm gonna leave it up to them. Maybe I'm supposed to do this middle with the mojo. We do this, and then we Shang Zero Maximus on the last turn. In the video, you mentioned Valentina is probably the best card to release next month. No, you misunderstood what I said. I think Valentina will be the best in slot 2 energy card that generates a card starting next month. Well, that's different than the generically best card. So this will put me to 15, 18 over here. It puts them down to 13. Surfer once only gets them to 15. And then over here, we're plenty big. The Doc Ock set us up one path, and then Cannonball punted something else into a path that I'm giving up. What are my thoughts on the don't push the button bundle? I think if you ever want a remote chance of there to be emote bundles that cost less than $40, you absolutely should not buy that. Like, predict it for me. No, I mean, I'm glad people enjoy it on Mondays. You literally can't make that video sooner than, like, Saturday at the absolute soonest. You need at least some data from the weekend to see what people are doing and what's being successful or not. That's like, and it's silly too, because like you should give your take on it sooner. It's like that literally already happens, right? It's like this is the early take, this is the early verdict, etc. You can't give a full-fledged, data-driven, well-informed beat. Woo! There's a card that's back from the dead. Haven't seen him in a long time, gamers. You'll be releasing the Cannonball strong take in 5 minutes. Yes, exactly. Hey, Peter, thanks for hanging out. Hope you're doing well. Good to have you here. Let's get rid of the forge here. Sounds annoying. Yeah, that's often what it feels like. People don't want data, they want validations for their feelings. They want you to tell them whether or not something is good or bad so they can justify buying it sooner, because they don't want to wait. Rename it Marvel staff to Thanos staff. Unironically, my 10-year-old refers to the game as Thanos staff. So whenever people say that, it makes me chuckle. Other content creators do videos 1 to 2 days after release based on their response. I mean, I also make those kinds of videos where like I give a take on a card based on my early experience. I just like make it clear that it's based on it's early. This Black Knight deck is not usually a Killmonger build. So hopefully we're doing okay here. Cannonball right might actually be good. You want a Cannonball right to clog the mid? I don't know. I kind of want to Doc Ock over here and then Cannonball over here next turn to move their big play, yeah? You want to Doc Ock the big lane. Yeah, I just can't. I don't have time to Shang-Chi and Cannonball, I don't think. I'm gonna do this. I think I do this, and then we like Cannonball here and 0 here. Oh, I need to draw Titania now. If we draw Titania, Cannonball will legitimately win the right. Okay. There's our first highlight. The real question is, would Shang-Chi have also won the right here? Probably. You're right, it's a worse Shang. I think in a lot of spots it's a worse Shang. Yes. We would have won the tiebreaker with Shang-Chi. So this was a 5 energy Shang-Chi here. If this had been Shang-Chi, we would be 8-8, and then I'd be up 7 to up 3. That's all. Snap the like button if you'd be so kind, and check back in again tomorrow for another highlight.